the jet. Go straight to rock a show for my people. Decentralized social, met the founder of DISA. Pop a bunch of bottles, party all night long. The next day, me
Alright,
and
first
Dima
off, you all got 10 seconds to tell them why they should know who you are and why, if you have a channel, which you all do, they should subscribe. Let's start at Blood. Crusader, give him the mic.
Crypto Blood, aka Jerry Rucker.
Woo!
Woo! Yeah, so I have a channel since 2017. Just like to inform people without bias, without all the hype and stuff. I've been in the space since 2013. So I'm an OG in the space, but I'm glad to be here. We're going to talk about NFTs. We're going to talk about NFTs, and we're going to talk about more NFTs. I like NFTs that have utility. So my man, Keeper, Miguel, can't wait to talk about their project. But yeah, thank you for having me, and let's get it rocking.
Woo!
Let's get it.
Go down the list, guys.
All right, so Miguel Crusader here from Debate Crypto. Been in space since 2017. Started doing content a little bit over a year ago. So Debate Crypto on YouTube. You know, our whole thing is about question everything, trust nothing, and we're questioning the narrative, reading between the lines, make sure that people are understanding what's actually happening in the space and not just buying into the FOMO and the hype.
Crypto Keeper, also Debate Crypto. We've got an NFT project that we'll get into called Danger Close Alpha, and we're doing something a little different. We are bringing the prepper community together with the crypto and NFT community. I was in the Marine Corps, and he's into prepping, and yeah, just bringing some real life utility to the crazy world we live in today.
They hear me whispering, guys, back there? That was on purpose. I got a surprise for you. You'll see in a little bit. But in the meantime, let's get this 16-year-old kid to explain who he is.
My name is Ryan Rotolo. I started my channel, Crypto Fiend, back in 2017. I was 18 years old. Dropped out of college, dove straight into the crypto world, and never looked back since. Educate people on everything crypto, NFT, and metaverse related. So happy to be here and get some insight from all these other people up on stage.
Hey guys, I am the Bitcoin Queen, otherwise known as Annalise, that's my normie name. But I am a local Miami host curator, and I curate events. I'm also an investor and founder, currently looking for partners or anyone who's interested in mentorship for a Web3 accelerator that we're starting here in Miami with my lovely partner Roxy, who's in the crowd. And yeah, I'm excited to be here. I'm excited to move Miami forward and excited to meet all these lovely faces, if I don't know you yet, like Miggy.
Hi, my name is Ragsy. I'm an NFT artist and a curator. I like to work with mixed media, most popular for my Lego theme creation. So I've taken like my art in real life and transitioned it into the metaverse. And I like to help other artists onboard into this space because I feel like there's a lot of opportunity for artists to showcase their work on a more global scale through through blockchain tech. So that's why I got into this space.
Yeah. I'm the other Miguel, but you may know me as Miggy, Miggy Crypto. The work that I do right now is mostly in community development and engagement, especially for IRL activations. I'm just now starting to create content.
Where's your buffacorn at? You usually have a stuffed animal that you take everywhere. Where is it?
He's actually at the house. I'm bringing him tomorrow. Yeah.
Damn it, Miggy.
My buffacorn, he's here.
He has COVID.
Hey, let's keep this. Is COVID PG? I don't even know anymore. I want to keep it PG. We'll call that PG-13. All right. Hey, I do want to do a quick shout out to our sponsor, Seek VR. Seek VR. They had a great metaverse. Seek's been around for a long time. They have partnerships with all your best celebrities. If you missed the Justin Bieber or Lady Gaga concert and you can't go to it because you're a kid and you're grounded or you have to work because you're a boring old adult, you can go catch it in the metaverse. Seek VR. All right, one. Last minute replacement. Tell me you are and get the heck up on that stage.
Yo. Well, this feels nice and awkward. Tatiana De Maria, aka TDM Crypto Online. Thanks for having me up last minute, Adam. Yeah, basically career musician. I've done that my whole life and built businesses around music. And also founded a big NFT and music platform called Super Fanatics. Been building in Web3 for the last 2 years, but been in Web3 for a long time. And then was killing every dinner party during the pandemic explaining blockchain. So took that to TikTok. and then ended up with this lovely posse of people. It's like Match.com for crypto nerds.
Hey, TDM, Tatiana, do you want to be cool and sit next to the belts, or you want Nick to get off his chair?
No, I mean, I don't know. I'm kind of jealous that you have a podium.
Come on.
The fuck? No, I could be cool. I can hang. Okay. There you go. What's up, people? Me and my belts.
How'd that look? That look good? Cheer for that. Yeah. Woo! Do another pose. Do one more. Do a different one.
I mean, I know.
Is that one better? You want her to stay like that the whole entire panel? Cheer! Oh, no, they're too nice in here. All right, I got a question, guys. I got a question for you. So, being on the front lines of mass adoption with various social media channels, YouTubes and TikToks and whatever the heck Miggy is, you hear from you interact with normal human beings on an everyday basis. What are their thoughts on NFTs? And I'm not talking about a D-Gen who goes to a Bored Ape Yacht Club party. I'm talking about your mother, your mailman, your college teammate if you played football, I think Keeper did, or your AV club teammate, which I think Fiend probably had. What are their opinions on NFTs from a normal person?
You ever seen the mid-twit meme?
Tell me more.
The one where it has like the low-educated person, the person at the top of the bell, and then like the guy with the Jedi at the bottom of the bell. Person over here says fuck NFTs. Person at the top of the bell says NFTs are going to save humanity. Person at the bottom of the bell say fuck NFTs. That's pretty much how it is.
They say fuck NFTs.
Oh yeah.
Crypto Fiend, why do you think they say fuck NFTs?
They don't fully understand what they're about.
Why do you think that is, Keeper?
Yeah, I think they don't understand. They hear the word non-fungible token. First of all, they don't understand what non-fungible is. And then you start to explain to them that there's actually utility that you can attach to these NFTs. You know, Crusader and I, actually, a funny story, we didn't believe in NFTs when they first came out. We thought they were a cash grab, candidly, right? And what we started to recognize as we learned that you can attach real world utility to this piece of art, originally. And moving forward, as we move into, IDs and tokenization of real estate, like NFTs are the future. And as we started to learn that, if you're able to get that across like simply to someone, I think their eyes kind of start to open. They say, oh, okay, I could at least understand where you're headed with that. And that's kind of the onboarding process, just kind of breaking it down and simplifying it.
Hey, so like, I go on Tinder sometimes. Currently, Crypto Blood is actually on my Tinder profile. We did that together, took that selfie together in Vegas. It's as bad as it's in your head. Whatever you have in your head is much worse. Anyhow, I took my electric skateboard to my Tinder date in San Francisco and told her what I did. And she was like, Web3, like the pictures of like the Twitter things? I go, yeah, the apes. They're like hundreds of thousands of dollars. She goes, tell me more. And I did a poor job, and the date ended like 10 minutes later, and I got stuck with the check. So, Blood, what should I have said to get a second date there?
You should have never even said you were in crypto, man. You lost her in crypto.
I don't even think this, okay, it's on. Great analogy there, Adam. No, I think what we have to do here is really, we succumbed to our own success, meaning, the Bored Ape movement, the Beeple, all of that kind of gave NFTs a bad rap, in my opinion, honestly. I'm more of the thinking of the camp that, NFTs can be used for certificates, for schooling, higher education. It can be used for mortgages. That can be your proof of mortgage or a title. So I think real world applicable ways to implement NFTs is really what the future is going to be. So these Bored Apes, we got to get away from telling people about Bored Apes and all of the art NFTs. They're cool, but we see what happened. If
I'm going to stop right there. I'm sorry. I'm going to let you finish.
No, you're not.
I'm not. You're right. I'm ruder than Kanye. What we call him, Yee now? He's getting in some NFT trouble, huh? We don't need to get away from the art NFTs because you know what? There used to be a trope here. And yeah, we are going to argue, and I encourage you all to chime in. There used to be a trope here called starving artists. And it was based in reality. And pretty much over the last 2 years, starving artists no more, such as the beautiful Ragsy, Crypto and Art, who won a reality TV show, I believe, for Lego art.
There's nothing wrong with art.
There's nothing wrong with Lego art and NFTs. Tell me a little bit how NFTs has been able to change your life for the better as an artist. And be sure to direct any criticism to that guy.
Yeah, come on with it.
You know, it is Art Basel. That's why we've all gathered here.
Ooh, this.
Yeah.
This is decentral.
Clap for that. Clap for that, guys.
This ain't Art Basel. This is
Woo!
decentral.
Yo, mama.
Well, you know, I think the fine arts, it's not something everybody has a taste for. It's not something everybody is interested in. You know, some people can't understand why somebody spent $100,000 on a banana duct taped to a wall 2 years ago, right? So it's
that was crazy.
Yeah, it's not, you know, so it's something that's not for everybody. But for me, you know, art was kind of just the path that I had to choose in life. And, you know, being an artist just means so many different things. It's not, you know, and I love that it's not restricted anymore to physical art. Now we can use digital art to reach broader audiences. And I think it's so important, the blockchain tech, because for the longest time, digital artists in particular, I feel were never valued and they were never paid fairly. And I feel that, you know, for all the graphic designers and all the digital artists out there, they're finally like getting their turn to be valued and showcased in all these different ways. So yeah, so you know, I'm passionate about art. Obviously, I'm an artist. I collect art, I curate art, but it's not, you know, it's not for everybody. NFTs can be used for a variety of different things. The art, I feel, is easier for mass adoption because it helps new people coming into the market understand it a little better than looking straight at a code.
Blood, you trying to say something.
I'm wondering why you're not cutting her off. That's all I'm wondering about.
Hey, you know what? I got Blood's belt right here. I don't think he deserves it after that. So I'm just going to pass it around the crowd. You guys just pass this around.
Adam,
I don't care where it ends up.
I think you're favoring the women on this panel, man. Come on, man.
I'm going to back him up.
Go ahead.
Because yes, I do agree that there's a lot. We all work on the internet. We've all ripped up you know, some JPEG or stripped something offline and didn't pay for it. And like, yes, like that is fantastic. But I think what Blood's trying to say is the idea that people think that they go into NFTs and say like, oh, NFTs is art. There's a lot of people that make that association, and that's kind of like where you lose what's underlying. And then when they see, you know, somebody puts up some art and it goes down 99%, like, I mean, literally anything during the NFT bull market, that's kind of where you lose people. And people...
I want to back you both up. Because I think in the end of it, like when letters moved to email, things started to move to digital. And essentially we have an entire world full of digital things. As a musician, music went digital, letters went digital, movies go digital, everything is moving to the digital space. And we have no means, or we didn't have a means to authenticate any of that stuff. So photographers would take pictures, and in music, a lot of music photographers would be hating on the fact that people would rip off their prints, spread them on the internet, not give them credit, and they wouldn't be able to make a living. And so artists spent a lot of time creating art and putting it in the world and became more and more starving because of the internet. Now what we have is, yes, everything's moving to digital, but because we can authenticate things, it covers art. So not just digital artists, and Ragsy's point was spot on, digital artists, creators online weren't being able to get paid. Not only can digital artists get paid, but now artists globally creating who can actually showcase their work digitally can also get paid. And NFTs, you know, I tell a lot of people, because we consult with a lot of companies over the last 2-3 years on moving into Web3. And one of the things we say is stop trying to sell NFTs. Because NFTs is the file type. It's like people running around saying, I have a CD, I have a CD, you want to buy my CD?
So if a company comes to you, TDM, if a company comes to you and you say, hey, I want to sell an NFT, you can stop selling an NFT, and they give you the shock Pikachu face, what's your elevator pitch to them?
Well, let me clarify that. What I would say is use NFT tech. You can use it to benefit your business. So do sell NFT files, but don't sell it as an NFT. Perfect. So you have a CD, and now in CD, let's say, is the new tech. Everyone's like, I've got a CD. Every company's making CDs. Cool. What the fuck is on the CD? Is the music any good? And that's the equivalent to NFTs. Everyone's like, look, I'm making NFTs. Great, that's a file type. Is the music any good? Is the art any good? And let's remember that art has always been art. The Mona Lisa is still in a museum. It's still an original. Ragsy's art is awesome. The Lego art in real world, and she has crypto art. So across the board, people can create art, and a banana will sell for a fuck ton of money. A hole in a wall will sell for a fuck ton of money.
Hey, so Ragsy and Queen here, and maybe Mickey can get involved because you're on that side of the panel. So we're talking about like Web 2 companies entering Web 3. They're already filthy rich snobs. They just want to know how to make more money. How about like your mother, your mailman, or your Uber driver? How do you send that message to these guys that are just grinding for life?
I don't think normal people want to flip JPEGs. I'm gonna be honest with you. That's a tough game.
I would tell them to stay away.
Uber drivers here will tell you about crypto here, and they will go on and on. So if you take an Uber here in Miami, just say Bitcoin. They'll start explaining it to you.
You've got to find out their why.
Very popular here. But on her point, I like that idea that she called it crypto art. I do think it needs to be distinguished that art should have its own category, as crypto art and NFTs can be something else. I think eventually, like tickets, they're just going to be called tickets, even though they're NFTs.
Exactly.
It caused consumer confusion. Labeling crypto art as NFTs, because originally, I've been in the market since 2017. Everyone was calling it crypto art. Nobody used the term NFTs. Like if you got a crypto kitty, that's what it was, a crypto punk or a crypto kitty. This label kind of came about the last bull run, but I think when you distinguish the different categories, like this is crypto art and this is for events, it just like helps stop like consumer confusion.
Yep.
Also,
hey, Ryan, you're like
point,
16 or something, right? How do all the cool kids in college think? I envision that, like, I mean, back in my day, we had to pedal the skateboard to school. Now they just use a remote, lazy vultures. But I imagine, like, they're hip, young whippersnappers trading high fives around lunch and talking about their NFTs that they got and who the cool kid is. By the way, here's your damn belt. Hey, everyone, this is a special belt. It's a little different than what everyone else got. This is called a Hodo Award. It's given for achievement in the space, like selfless achievement. Ryan here, with the very first teenager to ever start talking about crypto online. He started doing it in 2017 while he was probably still in high school. He gave up his entire youth from, how old are you now, really? Like 23? He's 23. He gave his entire youth where he should have been getting into like teenage angsty situations or drunken frat boy shenanigans to preach crypto to people his age. And now it's commonplace. It's all over TikTok in your feed. This is the grandfather of it all. So let's have a big round of applause for this man for sacrificing the best years of his life. Here's your belt, brother. You deserve it.
Yo, Adam, I'm keeping this belt. Whatever the fuck it says. Don't try and take this off me backstage.
This is sick.
Don't be like,
Nick, hey, but answer that question. Answer that question for real.
Yeah, so I definitely think NFTs can more easily be explained to my generation just because we've grown up in tech, always evolving. It's definitely not as common probably as everyone here thinks just because we're in the space. But undoubtedly, when like everyone was discussing with NFTs, the underlying technology really beginning to get used with tickets, etc. Everyone's gonna really have no choice but to use NFTs. So yeah, I think it's gonna be still some time because, I mean, my whole group of friends, they don't really dabble in NFTs.
That are 12?
No, they're not 12. They're not 12.
I hope not.
But yeah, there's still that stigma of NFTs just being utilized for making a quick buck, right? But I think over the next couple of years that can transition, mainly especially with gaming. I think NFTs are going to be huge in gaming, whether it's RuneScape, Call of Duty, whatever it is. Being able to transfer an asset,
hey, bro, I agree
from
with
one
you.
Game to another. I think is going to be.
I agree with you. I think every major game. I come from the gaming industry, actually. For every major game, by the end of 2024, we're going to have some type of metaverse or NFT component to it. So, I mean, you better hop on board now because eventually,
yeah. But to your point earlier, Adam,
Crusader,
Crusader,
man, you've been largely quiet, man. I want you to poke the bear here.
It's hard to talk over you, Adam.
This damn guy has been causing trouble all day. I want you to argue with this man to close out the panel. Argue, fight him.
So I'm not gonna argue with him. I do want to say something about what you said earlier about the average person. Right? We talked about NFTs helping artists, businesses, but for the average person in the crowd, the Uber driver, right? The way NFTs help those people is the community that is being built in those NFT projects, right? The NFT space and the NFT, like the Bored Apes, right? They're just art, but they're the fraternities of the 21st century, of the digital space, right? You don't need to go to college and join some Alpha, Phi, whatever, right? You join, Danger Close Alpha, you join a Bored Ape, you join any NFT project, and those communities there, right, you're meeting people that own businesses. You're meeting people that have all kinds of connections that you would never meet in any other time, but you're meeting them in the digital space through an NFT community, and that is getting you connections. You can even start businesses, right? We have people in our Discord, in our community, starting YouTube channels and starting other businesses because they met in this space. Right?
Miguel, talk about Danger Close.
Hey, hold up, Blood. I'm sorry, brother. We're at that time. It's time for you to turn to your right and say something nice about the person next to you. Go ahead, start, Blood.
Well, I want you guys to go check out Danger Close Alpha because they have a great NFT release where it's actual utility. So definitely check those guys out.
Appreciate it, man.
Now you say something nice about me.
He's got a
continue.
His beard tries to compete with mine. It's nice. That's about it. No, like here.
No, I got to say something nice about Ryan. All right, so we don't really know each other, but I want to tell you that just a little bit that I heard you speaking today, I appreciated, and I can tell you that starting, Adam keeps hassling you about your age, right? Just we've got some things to fill you in on Adam later, so you can hassle him with those. Okay, I won't do that on stage though.
I know Adam's a hooligan. He's been pain in my butt for years, but he's also allowed me to go to some awesome events all around the country. So thank you for that, Adam. I love your hat. Thanks. It's amazing. As well as your socks. I'm assuming you got those from North American Bitcoin Conference.
Yeah, shout out to Mo 11. He's a real G. First.
Oh, yeah.
I love Mo.
For sure.
But also, you're very articulate, and I like your point of view on the alternatives to NFTs. So
yeah, I might be hooking
keep
up.
Spreading
later.
that message.
I mean,
what's the age
I
of
think
consent?
his girlfriend's sitting right over there.
What's the age of consent?
My bad.
Adam. Okay. First, I want to thank the audience for being so kind.
No, that
All of
comes
them on
later.
stage.
That's part of the gimmick.
Next, wait, Adam, thank you. Next, I want to encourage everyone to this guy. Next, I want to encourage everyone to please look into this lovely woman's art. She's been obviously hard at it in the space. I also been in the space in 2017, so I know the grind. I pretty much dropped out of college as well. And, here I am. But what was your name one more time? And tell these lovely people where to find you.
Ragsy.
Where do they find you, Ragsy?
On all social media, walking around Miami, Brickell, like at 2 a.m. in the morning. Very safe, though.
We've all been there and done that.
You will
yesterday.
see me. Like the only person now. But yeah, thank you. I like your hair. I like that we wear bedazzled matching kind of like punk chokers. We have like the same nail polish on. He's very friendly.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Thank you. I know this is the first time we've actually got to meet, but as far as NFTs and average Joes, I think doing the work to try to get people involved as easily as possible through means that are accessible to them and that they enjoy is important. And so keep up the good work and keep vibing.
Thank you very much. Thank you. What's up, Adam? I would like to insert something for the average Joe, if I may, which is basically, I know that we all talk about different utilities. We talk about this system and that and NFTs and communities, but for the average Joe that's like, everyone's talking about all these different uses, I will say this. When new tech comes out like the internet, it's like, well, internet, you can sell things online, you can do this, you can do that. Essentially, it's hard to understand a tech when you can use it across every medium. And that, I think, is what people misunderstand with NFTs. It's like the internet got invented, you can do anything with the internet, right? NFTs is very similar. You'll hear people talk about so many things. I don't know if he's edging me on, but I will say, because I want them to have value at the end, right? I mean, they're getting wonderful value from everyone, just this basic thing. NFTs, when you cast a vote in future, it will be an NFT. Your medical records will be NFTs. Communities will be NFTs, music, art, etc. It's a new piece of tech. It's so fundamental, it'll go across everything. So I just want people to take that if they're still struggling to understand. Now, you are a fabulous fellow, very charismatic, charming young man that has put a wonderful group of crypto influencers, KOLs, people together. It's always a party. It's always a pleasure. This man is wonderful. Thank you for hosting us.
Thank you. Hey, Blood. I guess I got to do you. You know what, man? I give you a lot of hell, but I've known you longer than anyone else in here. And you're like my blood brother from another mother. I want to give you this belt. I want to give you a hug.
Aww.
And for all you, we got one more panel and a hip-hop performance from Cassius Cueve. Stay on. Play me off, DJ.
Crypto News Show, you gotta respect him. Special shout out to Devin and Rich repping super well.
Hey, know why we call this panel? Know why we use the song in real life? Because it's about metaverse. We did NFTs and average Joes. It is now meta and average Joes. And maybe that'll be real life quite soon. I'm gonna take my seat in one moment, but I got something to give away. Is there a Daily Brother up here? Is there an altcoin Daily Brother somewhere? Can they come on the stage?
Austin.
I want you to tell people who you are.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Aaron Arnold, half the crew of Altcoin Daily, one of the largest YouTube channels for cryptocurrency. Great to be here. Yeah. Woo. Great last panel, guys, and great current panel.
Hey, so in case you're wondering what these belts are, we just kind of threw them out there, didn't explain them. They're the influencer awards. It's like the Emmys or Grammys, but for crypto influencers. You know, the vote's very real. So these mean as much as they mean to you, as much as you love your audience, and how much they mean to you. But we treat them kind of like, you know, a fun little thing, because they are, obviously. And, hey, what do you think you won? What do you think this is?
We were up for Best News Source, Influencer of the Year, interviews, so maybe one of those.
Hey, you won Best News for 3 years in a row. Woo, you got,
let's go.
You got the 22 plate, the 21 plate, and the 20 plate.
Thank you very much.
Give me some commentary, Steve.
Congratulations.
Watch Adam as he passes the belt on to Aaron Arnold of Altcoin Daily. Is he going to wear the belt on each shoulder? Or, oh God, what's happening now?
Double belt.
He's covered his crotch, ladies and gentlemen. Look away if it offends you.
Also,
oh yeah, it is upside down. Adam, it's upside down.
I just wanted an excuse to hold on. I didn't want an excuse to hold on to him longer, that's all. He's a very good-looking man because he's actually a SAG actor. Tell him about some of your upcoming projects so they can catch you out.
Various projects in various areas of development. I don't really want to go into that here, but a version of Shark Tank in crypto, kind of trying to merge the two worlds, and also this show called Cryptos is maybe the most pertinent things right here.
Hey, I just wanted to say something, man. You were the second channel to pass 1 million. The person who got there first, I think you just recently passed. You know, I know this is a dumb little award show, but if anything, it highlights your community. They come out in droves to vote for you. And I just got to say, I appreciate you started your channel in a bear market. You started in like January of 2019, which is 2018, which is insane. Right at the bear market happened. At that time, you had people who just lost a lot of money, and they were searching for answers, and they needed someone to tell them that they were all in there together. And they found Altcoin Daily. It was growing at that time, and you probably helped change a lot of lives. And for that, I want to say thank you, brother.
Dude, thank you, Adam, and thank everybody in the community, everybody who cast the vote from the Altcoin Daily audience. Like I said, Austin's on the main stage right now, interviewing somebody, otherwise he'd be here. And we're just trying to keep getting bigger and better. Even in this bear market now, we started in a bear market, still getting average 100,000 at least videos or views per video. So, not resting on our laurels at all. We live and die by every new video, every single day. So just trying to get bigger and better and keep providing value to the community.
Big round of applause for Altcoin Daily.
Woo! Thanks, everybody. Thank you, Adam. Adam, you're the man. The hostess with the mostest.
Hey, I got a seat, actually. That's cool. Pass this down to Dana.
And big fan of Cassius right here, too.
Right on, bro. Yeah. You going to come back for his performance?
I got to go see Austin on the main stage.
We'll see you tomorrow.
Who wants the mic?
Hey, I got a seat this time. So this is Meta and Average Joes. We set it up last talk. What do normal human beings, not people stuck in this crypto bubble that knows all the lingo, think about the metaverse? I personally think it's easier for them to understand. One, because Ready Player One was a thing, awesome movie. And also, there's a lot of people that can relate to being disappointed with their current lives and wishing they could live another one. So my first question, I want to start all the way with Dana, and we'll move down the line. Do you think metaverse is on par with real life?
On par?
You started at the wrong side. I wanted you to acapella your song, but you missed the cue. The joke is over. Go ahead, Dana. You start.
Well, if we're saying on par, I just saw an article today about, you guys may have seen this, about a guy who made the Oculus kill you if you're wearing it, if you actually die in the game. So to answer your question, if we go down to that dystopian place, it's going to be very scary. But Web3 is really just about breaking down the walls of big tech and giving that value back to the individual. And so we're going to be seeing this happening in the metaverse and in real life.
In real life?
Yeah, in real life through the same tech that's used in metaverses.
Absolutely. I'm big into metaverse too, on land in Decentraland, Somnium Space. I got a buddy who's actually coming here. He has a freestyle show every Monday from inside of Somnium Space. And I think that a lot of people are going to gravitate to it more in the future because of just in general, there's a lot of events people can't attend. And I already know there's been like some big pop stars who have broadcast from in the metaverse and movie theaters similar to this stadium right here that people who couldn't go see their show can now see it all over the world. So instead of selling out one arena for 100,000, you could sell out millions of people on a show in the metaverse. So there's definitely real life utility coming in the metaverse in a big way.
Hey, Cassius, that was awesome. And, you know, I know Jay Shane's has something to say, but we actually said we would go down the line. So theoretically, RC here was next. So can we all boo Cassius for a second? Boo! All right, RC, go ahead.
Yeah, it's an interesting discussion. Quantum physics has shown there may be 11 different dimensions. So we live in one, right? We're able to live in reality, but there are alternate realities, right? So it's interesting, the metaverse space in general. I think discipline is important. Be disciplined with how much time you spend there and make sure it's beneficial to you. So the space is really interesting, in my opinion. And I think people will adopt.
Hey, RC, stand up for a second. This man benches 405 pounds. He's an ex-NFL player. What teams you play for?
Miami and Pittsburgh.
He played for Miami. We're in Miami. Give him a hand. Woo. And you know what? He also has a project called Moonwalkers. He's been working very hard at that for a few years now to get that off the ground. So I got him a belt with his Moonwalker logo on it for Emil Connor.
Isn't that kind? I appreciate it.
And also, he's going to be on a panel later with NFL great Warren Sapp, his buddy. I got him a belt too.
Oh yeah, that's beautiful. Thank you, bro. Thank you.
Hey everyone, I want to introduce Paul before he goes. So everyone up here is real goofy, real kind of crypto degen. Paul is super professional, but he talks about the most like goofy, unprofessional thing in the world, which is the metaverse. It's insane that someone as professional and as technical and as smart and intelligent as Paul is every day talking about the metaverse because he believes in it. So Paul, explain to him why you think you believe in it.
Yeah, I don't know if that was a diss or not.
No. We all love you. Hey, real. Well, we dissed ourselves. Round of applause for Tom for being the smartest one up here.
Tom, yeah, I'm Tom. No, I think really what we've at least discovered, at least what we're doing on our show is we've been connected to a lot of major brands, a lot of Fortune 5s over the years. We run a media business, and one of the things that's very unique to me is the when people ask me, what is the metaverse? And I'm like, well, you know, the mainstream isn't necessarily there yet, but don't worry about the mainstream because the masterminds are. And what I mean by that is the companies that are starting to really develop in this space absolutely get what's happening. So if you look at Nike, Disney, Starbucks, etc., the wave has just become a thing. And I think what you guys are seeing out there right now, this is such an early stage, but when you get a chance to talk to a lot of these executives that talk about this and where their next play is, they're all talking Web3. So it's as if 2005 had started again with the internet. So it's really a pretty amazing thing.
Paul,
to see it happen.
I thank you for coming up here. I know these award shows are probably beneath you, but do you know that you actually beat out the two people next to you for Best Metaverse Channel this year?
Wait a minute, we have a Metaverse channel?
Oh, yes, you do. You're the best channel that talks about GameFi and Metaverse. Paul Barron, custom belt. Round of applause.
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you.
Jay
Thank
Chains,
you.
hack. I'm sorry, brother. I'm sorry. This man, he's your Joker to your Batman, or vice versa. But you two can go ahead and talk about your love in the metaverse. You were close. Both of you were very close.
I think, thank you, Adam. And Paul, congratulations on that, Steve. Like, listen, I think in this industry, there's maybe a lot of misconception of like, we're all like really good friends. We all know each other. Like, I would not consider anyone up here to be a competitor in any way, shape, or form, right? We're all here building and trying to make this space the best that it can in all different ways, right? Now, back to the metaverse, like, I don't actually even know what the question is. But as far as the metaverse goes and like where I think it's heading and what it's going to take is like, yeah, like, on the last panel, they were talking about gaming, right now, a lot of the metaverses, and Steve and I were talking about this earlier today. There's a lot of metaverses right now where basically they've paid $20,000, $30,000 for a trailer with no anticipation or intention of ever putting a product out just to get your money. So if you're investing in these things as speculative plays, make sure you do some fucking research, because there's a lot of projects out there that are never going to ROI on you. So just, figure it out on your own, DYOR.
Yeah, do your own research. I don't know what the question was either, so I'll just piggyback off of you. And I do think that Paul was right in what brands are doing, what Mr. Zuck is doing. A lot of these people are doing. Those are the
there's no questions. There's never a question.
The giga brains are building in the space. So effectively, if you just follow what they're doing and using the tooling that they're creating, you can be part of the mega wave that is the metaverse. I was actually surprised that NFTs front run the metaverse. I don't know if you had that too, but I was really surprised.
I mean, yeah, they kind of all go hand in hand, but the metaverse is more important than NFTs, I'll tell you that.
Totally. And actually, the pandemic with Zoom, I think, supercharged the metaverse in a way, because people were realizing, like, if I'm wearing a black shirt on Zoom, what's the difference than a wearable on my avatar? Like, they both represent me. And it's such a push in the metaverse direction. So I think Zoom actually
that is a fantastic point of what the pandemic did for kind of awareness and what the metaverse can actually do and how we can survive in an ecosystem like that as people, as businesses, education, all sorts of things, medical fields. I mean, you're seeing doctors do surgeries in the metaverse, for Christ's sake.
Oh, you're
amazing.
very powerfully nodding your head like you have something to say to Jay Chains.
Let's go.
No, I think you guys are hitting it. Just proceed.
Well, I'll piggyback on Jay Chain's last point. I think that there is a fundamental issue with a lot of scammers still in the space launching the buzzword of metaverse. They're doing trailers, big blockbuster trailers, and they'll vacuum up a lot of capital and try and get started. But with the company I started, Sandstorm, we're partnered with 5 virtual worlds, and I'm seeing a lot of trends kind of coming at us with about 25 different worlds lined up to work with us, and some of them are legit, some of them aren't. So do your own research. Be careful out there.
I think just like with any new niche, there's a lot of cool stuff that comes out at first, and most of it's just a cash grab, but it's going to go to zero by the time the next wave comes in. But then you're going to see a lot of really cool stuff. And what I think the next real wave of the metaverse is a lot of B2C applications. I think the next technology upgrade to websites are going to be these mini metaverses where you can have a walkthrough virtual experience. And I think the biggest thing that's going to be disrupted in an amazing way is customer service. Instead of having to hold on a phone and listen to the worst music ever through the worst speaker ever, you can actually see where you are in a line of avatars. And you can have a YouTube window pop up next to it and says, go ahead and listen to your favorite videos or music, and we'll dim it when you're next in line. And then you can actually get help. Or you can actually see where your support mail is in a virtual queue as it's traveling through, and you don't have to wonder, am I going to get an email back in an hour or 2 weeks? And these are things that the metaverse can enable. So if you're looking for investing in things, find something that's actually solving a problem, because there's plenty of virtual worlds out there and virtual land that has no demand. We've seen this from all the way back in 2018 when it was really too early, and only a couple things have hung on that long. So I think there's going to be some huge winners. Just to name a couple, Decentraland and Sandbox have 2 of the first mover advantage, and it's really hard to get users to leave anywhere that they already are, but it's easy to get better tech there.
Hey, Pizza Mind. Yeah, his name is Pizza Mind. Like pizza and your mind on your money.
That's
pizza
right.
Mind. He has pizza on his mind.
Always.
Always.
Pizza is life.
That thing around his neck is a Best Daily Show. He's won it 4 years in a row. He's actually the only person to ever fill up all the side plates. Those side plates, they have numbers on them. They say 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. BitBoy beat him last year, but now he's come back to reclaim the title. He filled up all the side plates. It's Crypto 101 podcast, people. Joe Rogan's number 1. Crypto 101 is number 15. That's how good they are. Cassius, you interrupted everyone, so I'm going to ignore you and give you your belt maybe later.
I just want to say one thing. The real metaverse is going to be decentralized, not Mark Zuckerberg's metaverse.
Yes, that's right.
What's your opinion on Mark Zuckerberg's metaverse, Paul?
On the spot. Yeah, okay. Well, I think I really think we're just going to see a massive onslaught of major metaverses starting to evolve. Mainly, this will be evolved mostly by the fashion brands, luxury brands. They're really kind of entering the early space. But Facebook is interesting because of the fact that they've got a very big bank book. So I think in the end, they're probably going to do a lot of acquisition to make their way through. What they have right now, definitely not going to be there. But if they suck up a lot of the air in the room, it's a different story.
Jay Chains, you got something to say?
I say we let Zuckerberg spend as much of his money as he wants trying to build it.
There you go.
And then, when he gets something that maybe we like, the crypto people, the Web3 people, the blockchain people can take that and make it something that we actually want to use. Like, he may win the business-to-business metaverse. Let him have that, but let him spend billions and billions and billions of dollars to figure it out, and then someone can just bolt on something that's a little more user-friendly for us, and then boom, we got a metaverse.
Hey, interesting enough, I found a heckler in the crowd that disagrees with Cassius. She's going to say it right now.
Say it. That's my homegirl. Say it.
No, we just don't think that the metaverse is going to be decentralized because data is very rich. And of course, people who like decentralization, like there's a whole thing around MetaMask right now, how they collect information. And this is why it's very important to run your own node. But I'll give this back to Adam.
So data, that's really interesting. Data is nothing unless it has a reference point.
Yep.
And now, like I just saw yesterday, if you go to chasebank.com, Chase is using a token for verification. And crypto is identity. And that's part of the work that I'm working on now. Second to Paul's show, very happy to be a co-host there. But if you look at where you're able to create a privacy layer like what Jack Dorsey was trying to do, then that's where we have mass adoption, and we're also be able to accurately give back a pass back of value through people, through transactions. And that's where the real royalties are. If you rely on, say, artists to set their royalty, I was an econ major, we can't really set our own royalty. We start to set the bar lower and lower. And so, the tech, I agree with Jay Chains as well. The tech is going to allow us to see what's working and how to just jumpstart. But then it's up to these smaller companies to figure out how to make it truly decentralized and the ways that are important to be decentralized, but also centralized to protect.
Hey, Steve, Steve and Jay Chains, I'm in the crowd. You know what that means. We got questions.
Hi, Mona.
Hi, guys. Hi, Paul. Hey, guys. How are you? Mona from Metaverse Express. I talk to you guys often throughout the months and weeks. We all, we cover Metaverse and we talk to a lot of founders and builders and creators, and everyone is in this race of making this ideal Metaverse environment, right? And most of the people that we know in this space that are taking a proactive role are coming from that gaming scene, gaming industry. Not a financial advice, but in 2022, what were some of the projects that you spoke to the founders, are working with, who you believe are creating that ideal metaverse environment where they actually help make people want to spend time on that platform, whether whether the ideal environment they're creating is customizable, whether the in-game assets are tradable, whatever it is that stood out to you. Can you name some platforms that you believe are creating that ideal environment?
Yeah, happily. So I think Immersed is one of the most underrated projects right now. It is a metaverse for work. So your team can sit together at a table and work, and they're trying to kind of go head to head with Slack in terms of tooling. I think Space Metaverse is a beautiful example of effectively like a virtual Shopify, where you go into a virtual experience and you can buy items like wearables and things like that in the metaverse. TCG World is doing a great job. We talked to them earlier. They're doing a great job with gaming. Sandbox around events. I'd say Decentraland around events. Spatial is here. Shout out to Spatial. They are doing a lot of event-based concepts. But what you mentioned earlier about talking to builders, I think that tooling is a make or break for the space. However easy it is to construct an asset and deploy it into any virtual world is whether they sink or swim. If you spend years like Sandbox building easy to use Vox Edit that you can release a wearable in, you're going to be a front runner like they are. Decentraland, not so much. It's a little clunky. It's easy to import different GLB files and things like that, but it's super kind of up to the user. So tooling is pretty much a make or break, but those are sort of my faves. And there is a lot coming out in mental health. We were talking about that earlier. A lot of really cool worlds for mental health focus.
Hey, RC, what's your favorite metaverse?
You son of a bitch. I have to go back to the NFT discussion from the other panel, right? I think there's a lot of diversity within NFTs. You don't have to fit or be pigeonholed into one type of use case or utility, right? And an example with our project, it's real world value that we're trying to bring to the crypto world. Example, you can have a session, a Zoom session, and ask any question to said celebrity, right, with the NFT. That's kind of cool, right? When you like to ask a question of your favorite entertainer, right, through their NFT, as well as, say, memorabilia. So I guess the point is, don't be discouraged if you do create NFTs and you don't have the traditional utility. You can be creative and innovate with your utility.
One of the things that I wanted to kind of piggyback on what Steve was saying, and we had talked about this before, to me, like the whole idea of like what metaverses like speak to you and resonate to you, like what do you want it for? What are you in this for? Are you a gamer? Well, then find a metaverse that's gaming centric and that you'll be happy. Me particularly, I'm not a gamer. I wouldn't get into any metaverse for the gaming aspect of it, except for maybe the other side for the flex, right? Me, like I want to build a podcast studio in the metaverse. So like Ethereum Towers, that's a metaverse built for non-gamers. That's me. Okay, I wouldn't join a metaverse for gamers because that's not me. So I think you really got to figure out like what do you want from it, and then you can go from there to figure out which metaverse best suits your needs.
Hey, Jay Chains, you're a lot of thing, but a gamer you're not, I guess. Hey, we got an interesting question here. Stand up. He's going to poll the audience, actually.
Hey, guys, I have one question concerning the current adoption of the metaverse. It would be interesting of all of you guys here in the hall, how many of you actually have spent time in the metaverse? So who was in the metaverse? Okay, I would say, well, more than 50%. Like I wouldn't have even guessed that. Because at the last conferences then that it wasn't that huge of a deal, that people already used it. They only invested in it. So you shouldn't do that.
I just to respond to that, I think the term metaverse is a spectrum in terms of what you would consider it. Of course, you have on-chain, decentralized, kind of DAO-run worlds like Decentraland that I would count as on the far end of the spectrum. And then on the other end, you have like Fortnite. That's literally a centralized virtual world that I would classify as a metaverse as well. So anybody in the room that's participated in something like that, it classifies.
Hey, yo, peace of mind. Say your thought. Keep it short.
I was just going to say one other thing that I like for a metaverse is portals on Solana. With a one-click template, you can change your room from a chill space to a nightclub to a shopping center, and it's completely personalized. You can put your NFT art gallery there. I think what they're doing is pretty cool.
Solana is dead.
Sorry,
yeah. R.I.P. Solana.
No, it'll be fine. I promise. I came back from Solana Breakpoint. There's a lot more gas in the tank than just what FTX was providing. Don't sleep on it.
We got Bitboy on a panel tomorrow. He's out stocking in Sam Bankman-Fried in Bahamas. He's going to hear all about that. Come here tomorrow at 12 and hear Bitboy talk about his being the predator to Sam Bankman-Fried in Bahamas. Anyhow, hey, Dana, what's your favorite metaverse? And also tell the audience where they can find you.
you can find me on the Dana Howell on Twitter. You can find me on Paul's channel. I am also working on baseball NFTs. Our metaverse is currently on. It's currently between the player and the buyer of the NFT to golf with the baseball player, whatever it is. I jump on all the metaverses, but I don't spend a lot of time on there because I'm worried about someone imitating.
She makes them. She makes them. That's why.
I don't know. I don't make any come on. That's what you should be doing, and make one of all of us on there so we can hang out.
I might. Hey, Moon Daddy, RC. How much time do you think people are going to spend in the metaverse?
That's my concern. I mentioned earlier, right? You have to be disciplined with your time, right? If it's not benefiting you, I wouldn't recommend sitting there for 8 hours, right? That's what scares me in regards to metaverses and things like that. I'm not a huge proponent yet. There has to be some value there.
Yeah, yet.
I say yet.
But there's a lot of advertising opportunity.
Yeah, a lot of advertising.
Hey, Paul, you decided about October of last year to kind of dedicate your life to letting people know the interesting things in the metaverse and let them know the future are coming. Why the hell did you do that?
Yeah, that's a good question. No, well, often I've been kind of blamed as getting into projects and industries very early. So I spot a lot of these kind of things, at least in the sense of where kind of not only the movement of mass adoption is going, but really where the thinkers are going and where education's going, big business. So if you just follow the whales, just like you do in crypto investing, typically it's going to lead you to some pretty interesting places.
All right, we got to get off the stage. Cash has got to perform, so you got 20 seconds. Favorite metaverse, and say something controversial. And you're up next, by the way.
Yes, I know. My favorite metaverse is the other side, so that I can flex on people with my coda. And then what did you want?
That you already did. I said say something controversial.
Oh, I started a new channel, a YouTube channel, jchains.live. Follow me, please.
Hey, Steve, same question. 20 seconds.
My favorite one right now for events is going to be Sandbox. As the person who launched the first social hub in Sandbox, I got to say that. It's my
You launched the first one in Sandbox. Round of applause for Sandstorm.
Woo! Let's go.
And same question as you. What's your favorite metaverse? And say something to leave the crowd a lasting impression.
Don't sleep on Wilder World or the Zero Social Network.
Hey, Cassius, hang tight. Hey, everyone pose for a quick picture. Play us off with the music in the first video, guys.
Came a long ways from the days when I was struggling. A crab in the bucket, then mad when they was rugging them. But now I flip the script, take a trip,
look,
and
we
we
got
can
this
have a
boy.
ball. And hit the strip,
Get up here.
Dripped in Niagara Falls. I met a chick so thick it's snow.
Wendy is double booked, so we're replacing her with the Crypto Zombie. Crypto Zombie, get up here.
Feeling confidence to the fullest. I'm like altcoin daily.
Hey, Austin and Aaron, I don't know who's who. They look like the Winklevoss twins. Altcoin Daily, get up here. That's Tom Crown. Isn't he like, he's scary. Tom, get up here. Maren Ortman, come on up. She's a TikTok queen. Seth Estrada, look at those forearms. I'll make him do some push-ups. Look, wait for it, wait for it. Look at that. That is actually this behemoth right here. Crypto Crow. Looking like he's staring straight into your soul. Dude, is that chair going to hold you? Is it going to break? I don't understand. Hey, but I was very serious. Seth, can you do like 10 push-ups for us?
I don't know. Do people want to see push-ups right now?
Do you want to see push-ups?
You want to see push-ups? We're doing this. Okay, I think we're supposed to do them together. Competition.
Oh.
You want to see him do push-ups against
only
me?
if Nick doesn't with me. All right, let's do it.
Here we go. Sharing is caring.
How many y'all going for?
How much is Bitcoin right now?
15. You're gonna do 16,500.
1, 2.
This is why people hate crypto.
4, 5, 6. Adam looks a little slow. Was it?
Adam's already done. Okay. 13. Oh my gosh.
Bear market activities, ladies and gentlemen. Bear market activities. I got that from BitBoy last year.
Oh, it's getting deep now.
All right, next they're going to double Dutch.
All right. Hey, but seriously, Crow, we're going to start with you. Explain to the audience who you are or why they should give a shit about you. You got like a minute. Go ahead.
who am I and why you should give a shit about me? You probably shouldn't give a shit about me. I'm just some old guy in the interwebs. Yeah, I don't really know what to say. I've been in crypto since 2017. Started off building an Ethereum mining rig. Maxed out 3 credit cards to build that rig. I was working in the mortgage industry, doing pretty well, but with a big family, still living check to check. And what is this?
Explosive collar.
Oh, okay. If you go over time, your head pops off. Basically, I just started a YouTube channel to share my journey, everything that I was learning. I had like a big epiphany. I woke up at 4 a.m. crying because so many things were clicking in my head all at the same time, and it just took over my life, really. And at the time, my wife and I were discussing whether or not we were going to work with this financial advisor for 401k or get into the crypto space. And I said, well, you take your 401k and see what you do here, and I'll get into the crypto space. And within, I think it was like 90 days, we had no debt. And it had nothing to do with a 401k. So, you know, I just kind of kept moving along on that road and sharing everything that I've done. And I've called out a lot of bullshit projects along the way that I was gladly willing to take their Bitcoin at the time. And oh gosh, I can't even remember them all. It's been so many, but you know, I was at a time when everybody was doing paid segments. I was too, but you know, a company would pay me a Bitcoin and I'd read through their white paper, and then I would tell all of you that it was a shit show and to stay away. And then it became oh, hey, can we give you another Bitcoin to delete the video? And I say, no, it's content. And then it turned in, well, we'll pay you a Bitcoin to just read our white paper and tell us what you think before you do a video. And then, no, it's got to be content. So, and I've basically just continued doing that. I speak my mind. I go with my heart, and I let time tell the tale. So it's pretty much it in a nutshell. I don't really mince words, and I don't.
Yo, Crypto Blood, how much time did I say Jason had?
How long is that?
I said a minute.
It took you longer than that to do 8 push-ups, Adam. Come on.
Oh. Yeah. All right.
Steph, shut up.
He gives me the nod like, hey.
So this is a participation trophy. Everyone on stage gets one. It just says Crypto Crow, and it's a generic logo. This one is not. This one actually has Mind Your Biz logo on it. It's for best micro influencers. Usually when we do these awards, I know they're stupid, but the votes do count. And usually they're dominated by the titans in the space, the ones with millions of subscribers like Altcoin Daily, or the ones nearing them like zombies. So I wanted to give the little guy a chance. Seth Estrada, well earned.
I appreciate. Thank you. Thank you. I think the best micro influencer. I guess the first time I've ever been asked to come up on stage, do push-ups, then be called a little guy. I'll take it. It's all right. It's all right. The thing about micro influence, in my opinion, I'll be very quick here, is that micro influence is one of those places that people go to on YouTube to get what they think is an unfiltered opinion. Now, I think their perception is that you're not getting bounties. I think Crow, he dispelled that myth, right? A lot of people on YouTube do. But the micro influencers are where a lot of people go to see, okay, you don't have this massive following, so if you're telling me about something, it's probably out of passion. And I've had to take that seriously over the last couple of years, running a YouTube channel. Started it with proof of work mining content, talking to hardware manufacturers, and even still helping people figure out how to run that as a business, which is totally separate from just understanding how to speculate in crypto. So yeah, micro influencer for micro niche within our niche, and love what I do.
Hey, clap for the micro guys with the macro arms.
What's up, everybody? My name's Austin, half of Altcoin Daily YouTube channel. My brother and I started the channel many years ago just as a way to share our journey in the cryptocurrency space. And also we saw, for the most part at that time, there wasn't a lot of people talking to the average person, the average man or woman. There's a lot of trading channels and finance channels. We come at the market every day from an average person's point of view, drop one video per day, demystifying the market. So thanks for being here.
Hey, Austin. You know what you won, brother? Sorry, Ben. What? Influencer of the Year. Yeah. Once again, I want to clarify, these awards are dumb. They don't mean much, but the vote is real, and Your audience loves you. Congratulations.
They mean a lot to me. Thank you, Adam. Thank you, audience.
They left you hanging, zombie?
I don't know. Am I next? Me. All right. Well, I actually share a very similar story, not nearly as successful as the brothers, but when I first got into
Don't sell yourself short, man. You were ahead of them for quite some time.
Yeah, well, anyway, so
man.
thanks, Adam. So basically, you know, I was really interested in Bitcoin. I heard about it in college. My friend was mining it. He was telling me to buy it at like literally it was like $10 or something. I'm too busy partying, you know, like everybody else. Who cares? A couple years later, I'm working with this guy, and he's actually paying some employees across, you know, international borders with Bitcoin. And I'm like, this thing is still a thing? He's like, yeah, man, check it out. So, you know, I buy like $100, come back a week later, it's $200. I'm like, okay, obviously that's, you know, getting my attention. But then what happened was I started going down the rabbit hole and really understanding, you know, the censorship resistant properties, all that fun stuff, boring stuff that nobody wants to talk about right now. But the problem is it was really technical, really complicated, and hard to understand. And I was actually seasonally unemployed for a couple months. And I just said to myself, you know what, let me just start making some content and putting out the sort of the average, like you guys said, you know, explain it to a normal like 5-year-old how you know would have wish you were told it. And that's basically where my channel started. And I mean, I went, you know, everything, man, lost money, got scammed, you know, traded, and you know, you name it, it all happened to me. And I just wanted to basically build a channel where I could just explain to people, you know, basically don't do the mistakes that I did, and you know, help the average person. And you know, the bear market came, got into trading, and Adam makes fun of me because he says I'm a little too much into Bitcoin. I am into
You're somewhat of a maximalist, man.
I'm trying to warm up to it. It's just that a lot of the
Any
stuff
Bitcoin maxis in the crowd? Raise your hand. You got two people that will ride and die.
I'm not a max.
Talent doesn't count.
I'm not a
Who
maxi.
cares about talent?
But anyway, so that's my story. And you know, we the same thing. Make videos every day. Do TA, and yeah, just enjoy hanging out with the community, coming out to places like this, and seeing, you know.
Kyle, K-Dub.
Sure.
So you actually won the Influencer of the Year a couple times in a row. This year, you were the closest to winning without actually winning. So we got you a belt called Most Snubbed. It's like the closest to almost being a winner. There's a happy face on the side, and there's a sad face on the side. Congratulations.
It sounds worse than it is, I think. I don't know. Most snubbed. It sounds.
Yeah, Benjamin Cowan he really hated he got the word last.
No, I will hang it proudly with the others in my game room. So,
BitBoy, the floor is yours. Have at it, brother.
What's up? My name is Ben Armstrong. I run BitBoy Crypto. If you don't know who I am, then you're doing it wrong. That's what I would probably say. But I love coming to these events. I love hanging out, meeting people, hanging out with my friends in the industry up here. Getting to meet some new faces and connect. And I run the People's Channel, and that's how it goes.
Hey, this is going to take a while. So one thing that Ben does great is he's humble enough to help other people grow. Last year, he dominated the award so much that we had to make a new rule. He could only be nominated for one thing. But that actually opened it up for his people. So we got Frankie Candles, who won Best TA Personality. Ben grew him from scratch. I
think it's awesome.
We have Around the Blockchain that tied for Best Daily Show with Baron Von Hustle, The Boring Show. I got more. Go ahead in the meantime, Aaron.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Aaron, other half of Altcoin Daily. We started the channel, like Austin said, from the point of view of the everyman. Daily content. We live and die by every video. So far this bear market, our content is still performing relatively well. But next week, it could not. But, we go hard every single video to provide value to the community. And I get inspired by every single content creator up here. Crow, Seth, BitBoy, awesome coverage from the Bahamas lately. Tom, Marin, awesome astrology content. And I get inspired by everybody out in the audience and everybody we've been meeting this week and everybody who comments on the videos and everybody we get a chance to meet at any crypto conference. So definitely come up to us afterwards and say hi. And, thanks for being here.
Aaron taught me how to do YouTube. So.
He's also a damn good-looking guy.
You can thank Altcoin Daily for the monster they created with me. They gave me all their information.
Hey, Ben, who are these guys?
We got DZ and Justin Williams. Where's Justin Williams at in the house?
Justin Williams!
There he is. You got a belt. That's good because, your pants will probably stay up as is.
All right.
Well,
that was for best NFT channel.
Yeah. Well, I'd just like to say on behalf of all my people, I don't need awards. I could care less about awards. We've accomplished everything we've accomplished in crypto, on behalf of the people, and we're going to continue to do that. But I think it's very important to push new content creators in the space. A lot of times people come up to me and they'll say like, oh, it would be so great if I could be on your channel, or, you don't know what it's like, being my size and stuff like that. I remember Crypto Crow was the first person that ever treated me like I was somebody in this space. Crypto Zombie helped me out so much at different times when I was nobody. Altcoin Daily, exactly the same thing. A lot of funny stories around them helping me in my content. So we love pushing people. We love pushing new content creators, because this isn't look, guys, we've all made it. If people up on the stage, we already done made it. There's people out here that have done made it. There are people that haven't, and it's important for us to give those people the same opportunities that we had.
Yeah. Absolutely. I want to actually say something too. I know this is like an influencer thing, and I actually kind of sometimes hate that term, influencer.
Educator.
Educator?
We call them educators now.
Yeah. Well, speaking of educators, something I've been pushing recently, especially on my channel, and obviously the not your keys, not your coin thing, but most importantly, I think everyone out here should be an educator in the sense that, okay, not everyone has a YouTube channel, not everyone has, a million Twitter followers, but I think it's really important, when you're going to that holiday event with the family and you're explaining to people what's going on, what has happened in the crypto space, that there has to be a big difference between decentralization and centralization, and that all the mess and all the problems and this liquidity crisis and deleveraging and bad actors in the space have all been centralized actors, you know what I'm saying? And it's very important that we educate the masses to know the difference between the protocol, which is still running, still doing its thing, crypto, which is still doing its thing, decentralization, which is still doing its thing. Crypto is not SBF. You know what I mean? So you guys got to give yourself some credit too.
After it. Yeah.
I think we got to run through this so we can get to the actual panel. So there's only one damn award that actually means something. It's called a golden upvote, because it's a write-in vote. The award, the people have to go to a form and actually write someone's name in and spell it correctly. This year, BitBoy did not win it. He's won it every single year since it's been around, because this year I did a little shenanigans. I decided to count all his people and not him himself. So the Hit Network, Frankie Candles, Meta Money, and NFT Alpha, they got the golden upvote.
Thank you, appreciate it.
And BitBoy did win something. We created a new award called Crypto Lifestyle for someone who shares their life, a vlog style.
It's because I'm an Instagram lifestyle influencer.
Kind of, yeah. Someone who actually talks about their life. You got best crypto lifestyle. Congratulations.
Thank you. Perfect. Thank
it
you.
goes behind
Yep.
Hit Network, though.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do with all these belts.
Tom Crown, have at it.
Gucci one?
Yo. I'm Tom Crown. You've probably seen me here emceeing on the stage today. I see a few more people here. That's good. I don't know. I'm a YouTuber. I do charts. I trade. I was sitting here listening to everybody. Last year, this was my first event, and it's pretty wild to look over the last year and just see how much has changed. Not just the market and the price, but for me and my channel and growth and experiencing crypto, it's been magical, and I owe it to everybody out there. So I'm happy to be here.
Is there any commentary on that, or are we just...
No!
Okay.
No, there's not.
All right. Hi, everyone. I'm Marin. You might know me on TikTok. I talk about astrology. Oh, thank you, sir. I talk about astrology in my life, and my life led me into crypto and predicting crypto price action with astrology. So that's what I do.
Woo! All right. Now on to the damn panel. We got that out the way. Why hasn't mass adoption happened yet? We've been talking about that since 2017. Where is it? How can normal people, they're not accepting NFTs and metaverses and cryptocurrency the way that we would like? Let's start with you. Who do you want to start?
The one that everybody wants to hear from, I think, Marin Alton.
Oh, I like that.
As someone who does not come from a technical background, I studied philosophy in college. It's not that cool to be like, how do I deposit into like a vault like that's not something that normal people are generally interested in. There has to be a certain amount of euphoria and interest and something fun, and I think that's why a lot of people will be driven into the market by NFTs. But I think that a lot of the reason why any topic in the world doesn't really take off, it's just because it's not fucking fun. Like that's just the bottom line. And until, I mean, I would say there's already entries into that, and most of it is profile picture NFTs. But I know I don't have the attention span for things that are that complicated or that serious. So the average retail user probably doesn't either. But yeah.
Austin, how do we make it fun? Because it's not fucking fun.
I think that we're watching mass adoption happen in real time right now. And what I mean by that is everybody in 2021 had an NFT. Celebrities were shilling their NFTs to all their followers back then. In 2020, when the Federal Reserve printed 60% or whatever the number is of all money that's ever been created in that year, that was a huge advertisement for Bitcoin. Now the hiccup that we get to is that for every like 10 people that find out and jump in, 6, 7, 8 of them end up getting burned, not getting the education, or thinking because, damn, this NFT project went to zero, or this cryptocurrency rug pulled, that represents all crypto, when in reality, it comes down to, just like in the internet days, just because 5 projects are garbage doesn't mean that the underlying technology isn't there. So right now we're just looking for, we just need a huge, onboarding of education as we watch the market work itself out in real time.
I'm going to jump in here a little bit just to, I think right now the crypto space is such that, especially now with the FTX stuff, and all these other elements that are associated with it.
Boo! Boo!
The negative side of crypto, I think a lot of laymen's are looking at it as such a dangerous Wild West. We used to think it was the Wild West in 2017, and we learned to navigate a lot of these things. But if you're not a hardcore advocate of blockchain, then you're probably not paying it much mind. So it's like, how do you get your kids to eat vitamins? You kind of have to break them up and stuff them in something they'll eat. And I think ultimately that's going to be the next major thing, I think, with blockchain. When blockchain becomes the underlining layer to everything that we already use, such as like our Uber apps or our social media or, whatever it is that we're already consuming, blockchain, I think for the mass use case is that's what it's going to take, I think, for a lot of people, because nobody wants to sit around trying to understand a light paper or a white paper or, how blockchain technology works. People that aren't speculating on it as a financial instrument don't really care that much, right? They just want to swipe a card or they want to push a button and everything work. So I think that's the challenge, and I think that NFTs, while making it more interesting for some and capturing one element of a user base, and there are different use cases, right, that are slowly bringing more people in, but it's also kind of against the grain. And I think that the blockchain space in general still has so much more to iron out, which I think ultimately is starting to really happen. And I think we'll have kind of a quickening as we continue to move forward, as the importance and the relevancy of decentralization starts to play its role by ultimately protecting us from, like others have said, these centralized actors that are playing the majority for fools and just taking their money and using it for whatever means they feel is exciting, it seems like. So, yeah, I mean.
So, Crow, you touched on one thing. You said most normal people, they just want to be able to swipe a card and get it done. They don't need to know how it works.
Right.
So, I mean, Seth Estrada, how would you make the process easy without, and you too, Crow, he's next to you, that's why I picked on you, do it together. How do you make the process easy without making it, dangerous?
Well, let's talk about what the process is at first. I'm going to ask the audience a question real fast. By show of hands, who here has their own private key device? Hardware wallet or a wallet on your phone that you got the private key to? Keep your hand up. You got the private key to this. Okay?
No, everybody write those down and pass them up, please.
Yeah, right. You spoiled the ending, Ben. Okay, so we're going to do a little call over and turn now. You all know this rhyme. Not your keys. Not your keys. He said it right. Not your keys, not your cheese. It is simple. It's not easy, but it is simple. You got to start with those first principles. If you don't possess these, you don't possess coins. And if the person who's issuing that card doesn't give you a way to hold these, it doesn't matter how simple it is to spend at the endpoint. But these are questions I know Crow was alluding to. This is the fundamental that Crow was alluding to. We need it to be simple at the point of sale, but when we go home, we want to know that how we're spending is secure. A bit like a vault at home for a bearer asset. Some ingots, some silver, gold. If you're into that sort of thing at home, not going to judge. but it needs to be that simple.
The only thing that does scare me a little bit right now is the idea of the national digital IDs, the CBDCs, and how I think a lot of people that are currently looking at crypto and blockchain as something that could be exciting or fun, and maybe, you know, my friend or my uncle or my cousin or somebody's made a lot of money in it, but I don't understand it. I think some people are going to be forced into getting a better understanding of this, and the other side of this mass adoption equation is going to be like brute force through. You have no choice. You're going to use this. You're going to understand what it means and what it does, and then from there, I think that's when we'll start getting some of the more of the rebellious.
You're kind of alluding to that. It's coming whether you like it or not. That involves a lot of industries, such as Hollywood. So a little known fact here: the Altcoin Daily brothers, Austin and Aaron, are also SAG actors. And I know that we did a Hollywood panel together at another conference, and they basically talked through how the space like adapted. First, they shunned their noses at it; they wanted nothing to do with it. And now they're like, "How does this help me?" So, how can regular industries help with mass adoption, also not being too dangerous by doing something they don't know what they're doing? Oh, and also this belt goes to this guy in the audience, Zach McKenna. He helps us behind the scene a lot. So here you go, brother.
Yeah, it's cool to see different sectors of the world, Hollywood, artists, whatever it is, adopting NFTs, blockchain technology over the past couple years, because in the past it was really just finance bros or tech bros. You know, mass adoption is going to happen when we get dApps that people actually like to use. And, you know, over the past couple years, the industry has been working itself out in real time, and there's been, you know, bridge hacks, exploits, and a lot of people think that's the end, but it's actually better that that's happening now compared to when we get 1 billion users, or when, you know, most of the world is onboarded. And there's a tech saying, you know, people tend to overestimate technology in the short term and underestimate it in the long term. And, you know, what it's going to take for adoption is just for people to build great dApps that people actually want to use to onboard users. Probably won't even know they're using cryptocurrency, or if they do, they'll call it whatever the brand is. And yeah, that's what I'd say, Austin.
Yeah. Hell yeah, and let's remember, guys, that the revolution in all this is digital ownership. So when you're asking the question, how can corporations benefit from cryptocurrency, it's just the progression of Web 1, Web 2, Web 3. Web 1, you know, nobody was really, the internet was very new, it was a very nascent space. It wasn't until Web 2 that apps got built on the internet, like Aaron was saying. That brought the people in, like the emails, the Ask Jeeves, whatever. And then Web 3 is this smart contract technology that eliminates the middleman. So now all of a sudden, we can have decentralized lending and borrowing without the need for a bank. We can have digital ownership. As the world only trends more digital, we can have ownership online instead of just Amazon, Google, whoever, these big companies owning all your data. It goes back to the individual, and that's the benefit that these companies are trying to work out.
A lot of you guys have big platforms, and you got to understand something right now. I haven't heard anything about social media and how social media plays such a big role in this entire ecosystem, specifically now with NFTs. So how does ushering in PFPs, because that's what we have right now with NFTs, how does ushering people in as mass adoption on social media go with this NFT ecosystem that we're dealing with?
People get burned in crypto.
And speaking of NFTs, Bear Von Hustle here, one of the Council of the Apes, he won something for the Boring Show. There you go.
Congrats. People get burned in crypto because they have low information and feel a sense of FOMO. That's how most people get burned. And that happens in bull markets, that happened throughout 2021. People getting into cryptocurrency now, even if they have low information, maybe don't feel a sense of FOMO, probably have the possibility of having more information, and they don't get burned. Usually they make money, or at least further themselves in some way. And as far as social media goes, it's just you know, on us to educate well, make sure people understand, and it's on the users really to, you know, really be responsible for themselves and really try and understand before they make big moves. And really the problem is that everything in crypto is tied to money, since everything is tokenized. You know, there were trials and tribulations for the internet throughout the 90s and 2000s too, but nobody called Ask Jeeves a scam just because it failed to Google.
I have to ask Jeeves so many things, and they never give me the answers. I call Ask Jeeves a scam. Ask Jeeves was a scam. Marin, You're a TikTok queen. That's probably your biggest platform. It's probably the most mainstream platform, especially against a younger audience. And a big portion of your content is non-crypto. So you have to deal all the time with people that might not know what Web3 are, and you still know the benefits. You try and communicate it. What's the biggest hurdle you get in having that audience be receptive of the Web3 concepts?
Yeah, I think that there's a certain barrier of it's not something that's directly intuitive. There's no way to just innately understand what a blockchain is. Like, you have to perform a little bit of labor in order to search for that. So a lot of people will be in my comments asking the same questions over and over. How do I get into this? How do I get into this? It takes a little bit more effort and drive as a person in order to actually execute on that and find a platform that makes sense to you. I know personally, like, if I were to Google like how to get into crypto, I would probably be facing a lot of videos or sources that I did not understand until I found maybe a video, a platform that actually felt like I was related. I could relate to it. I could interpret it. So there's a little bit of a barrier to entry because it's not quite like there's not a WikiHow that's super simple on how to get into crypto. You have to understand a wallet, understand how to enter an exchange and transact with your bank. So there's more. It's similar to how anytime you have an ad or anytime you have a sponsorship, you're thinking about how many clicks to, like, the sponsor is like, how many clicks will that user or viewer have to take to get to my website? Similarly, with anything crypto related, that user has to generally make a lot of clicks and a lot of a journey in order to get to the final outcome of either getting onto an exchange, buying something, or using any sort of DeFi product. So that amount of steps, I think, is somewhat of a barrier to entry when people are not willing to put in that work because their pain point is not big enough to execute on that. Obviously, over time, when things are more streamlined, when I think every social app will probably have a wallet in it of some kind, when we have things like social tokens or like even CBDCs where everyone will have to learn very quickly, I think that just the amount of like manual people are lazy. Like, if I was new and I wanted just a little bit like more extra money, I probably wouldn't do all this work to figure out what a hardware wallet was and transact. But now that things are being, I'd say, with the state of the world becoming more encouraging more individuation or taking control of things like your own assets or money, I think that more people will have a big enough pain point in order to continue that search on. But for now, my comments are 90% all the same. Like, what is Bitcoin? Like, it's just, yeah. So they'll find on their own.
Speaking of the same, Tom Crown, your life has changed a lot in a year. This time last year, this was your first conference, and you were doing it as a hobby. And then you're making a living out of educating and helping people out. Don't shake your head at me. Yes, you are. No. Yes, you are. So
wasn't a hobby.
Well, but you're less of a hobby now. We're just going to argue.
That's true.
We're just going to argue, Tom.
That's true.
So,
yeah.
So, since you've gotten more into it over the year, what are the most common questions that you're faced, and how do you answer them?
How to win all your trades, how to get rich quick. You know, questions that don't have answers, I think, get asked all the time.
Tom, this is what me and you are frenemies.
The topic was, where is mass adoption? And maybe looking back at last year, it feels like we have less people. Well, I think it's obvious that's because it's not really as exciting. There's not as much going on. But if you look back 2 years, 3 years, mass adoption happened. It's happening. At what point do we say we have mass adopted when everyone is in crypto? I mean, that's a hard ask. I don't think that's going to happen for a long time. But the amount of people today versus 2018, 2019 is tenfold. Easy. I think by this time in 4 years, we'll see virtually everyone using it or interacting with crypto in some way. So I think we're there.
Ben, do you think this time in 10 years, everyone's going to be using cryptocurrency?
In 10 years?
Or Web3 concepts?
Look, I just want to say this. Great job, Tom. Tom hit it on the head there. Like, guys, what do we want? How many people do we need? What's the line? Where's the Mendoza line? If you would have been at this conference last year, which I was and Tom was, people were going insane over metaverse. NFTs were everywhere. I went on a show and famously told everyone a bear market is coming, and everyone said, no, it's mass adoption. Michael Saylor said to me on an interview, he said, well, these market cycles, they don't really, it's irrelevant now. If you ask people last year, everybody said it's here. The opportunity that everybody has, because once again, now everybody's saying it's not here, it's vast. It's a very large opportunity. I think Tom, like I said, he hit it. I'm just sitting over here smiling while Tom's talking. He gets it. He understands. Guys, Mass adoption is not some kind of magical switch that you flip on and you flip off. And you say, oh, this many people. Guys, I have more people watching one of my live streams today in the middle of a bear market. And let's just say without, obviously people know the last few weeks have been crazy for us. But if we were to go back 3 months ago, we still had more people watching our live streams at one time than the peak of the market back in 2017, 2018. There are so many more people in crypto. Guys, you ain't early. I'm sorry. You ain't early when it comes to investing in crypto. That part is here. You are still early in understanding crypto because like Maren said, you have people in here that come into your comments and they're putting money into it and they still don't even know what they're putting money into. When it comes to mass adoption, there is a level of it where it's like HTTP protocol, right? Or I know that's redundant because the P is protocol. But the point is, how many of you guys use the internet every day? That's a stupid question, right? Everybody. How many of you type something into a URL bar? Okay. How many of you in this room can explain the way that that protocol works to take you to the website? Raise your hand.
Mind your biz, raises hand.
Of course, there are people. There are people. What percent? 5% of the people in here? As we move more towards people using crypto in an everyday basis and moving blockchain or using blockchain on an everyday basis, you know, it's just the kind of situation where there is an element of it when you're using it, you're not going to necessarily know that you're using it. When it comes to our ecosystems and our dApps, hold on, can we please like take a pause for a moment of silence for Solana?
That was a serious question. Moment of silence. Go. 5 seconds. Ready? Yeah. Go. This is ridiculous. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry I did that.
So, but the point is, when we look at our protocols and our layer ones, and we look at Ethereum and we look at Cardano, and you know, we look at some of the major players, your HBARs, your Algorands. I believe ICP, believe it or not. Obviously, if you've been watching my channel, you know they were sabotaged by Sam and FTX. But the fact is, when you look at these guys, like, how many of these things outside of NFT dApps are we using on a daily basis? Not that many. Why? Because of the gap between the investors and the users. That's where the adoption must take place. Guys, blockchains kind of suck right now. Like, have you ever like tried to use a blockchain game? Not many of them are great. They're buggy. We're a long ways away from these being able to take over to where, like with gaming, where you have literal console games that are in equal value, or where you have blockchain games that are literally equal value to console games. It will come in the future, but I just really like, guys, mainstream adoption's a meme. Like, I don't know if you guys understand that. Like, great, we're here. He said these awards are a meme too. That's fantastic. But mainstream adoption's a meme. You never actually get there. What's important is you follow along with the bell curve. And you guys, when it comes to using and understanding, you're further on the early adopter side than we are on the backside. By the time things are on the backside, all the opportunity is gone. Your opportunity for making money in crypto and investing in crypto and being early in crypto startups, it's getting very small. And so right now, I think it's a very pivotal time as we move to a place where we may have 1 or 2 like major cycles left before we do hit that crescendo and things are going on that, you know, where we've now busted open the floodgates and there's no opportunity left. So I really encourage everybody, you know, my biggest mistake in crypto when I got in the early days was not understanding what I was investing in. Make sure you guys understand what you're investing in.
So Ben, you actually lead into the only question of relevance I have before we hop into the crowd and take questions. You said mass adoption is a meme. I wanted to end the actual talk portion of it by asking guys, is it necessary? How much of it do we mean? Because we say it all the time. We've been saying it for 5 years, screaming it. Mass adoption, it's coming. Yeah, mass adoption.
The reason we
do we actually need it to succeed?
The reason we say that and the reason it becomes a meme is because in your brain you equate that to making money and having big bags.
Also,
That's
because like if you think about Web 2 or the internet, if someone was talking about mass adoption, then how do you qualify that? Because you could say now that mass adoption is wherever, like, how do you, the qualification is a little nebulous and it seems like an ever escaping goal where there will always be the next level. Someone back in like early 2000s could think that even today this is not exactly the level that they were thinking of because they might have conceptualized it in a completely different way. So I think more the just growth of usage and not necessarily one metric will be important. But yeah, I agree. It's less than a meme. It's more of just like an undefinable, like just chasing your own tail type thing. But I think that you can use also logic to see how things are growing or increasing through market cycles for now, which is on the, like over time on the upswing. In the immediate term, obviously more down, but in the larger spectrum of things, it is only going up simply due to like population growth, I would say, inherently. Well, I don't know about that actually anymore, but that's another topic.
Absolutely. It's a nuanced issue, and there is no one answer. Feel free to interrupt each other and argue this to death. I believe Aaron wants to go.
Hell,
want to go?
Yeah. Well, I just wanted to add real quick. Yeah, let's go.
Let's go. Let's go.
Let's go. No, I just wanted to add on to what Tom, BitBoy, Marin, and everybody was saying, that the next step for adoption, before we hit that crescendo BitBoy was talking about, is a decoupling of the different sectors of crypto from the price of Bitcoin. And we're already seeing that to an extent. Ethereum's kind of doing its own thing now, but still the market is heavily tied to the price of Bitcoin, and eventually it won't be. Whether it's a great game that brings on users and people play, regardless of market conditions, maybe DeFi Kingdom, who knows, maybe something not invented yet. But that's the next step that I'm looking for.
Sir, do you work for DeFi Kingdoms? No, I do not. Why do you have a DeFi Kingdom shirt on?
Okay, because I would say it's cryptos. One of cryptos.
Just say mass adoption. Just say mass adoption.
Best kept secret, dream team of dream teams, grinding, developing. They're resilient, they've been through hell and back, and they keep grinding. And, okay, tokenomics, use case, on and on and on. I could go.
You're right, no
mass
difference,
adoption,
no difference.
Mass adoption,
Get that man a job. Somebody hire him.
All right, let's go to the crowd. Who has a question? I believe the very fashionable girl in the pink does.
Hey guys, Metamono from Metaverse Express. I'm a Web3 and Metaverse journalist. In journalism, we say journalism is the first pass of history. And in a sense, you all are journalists. You are facilitator of information. And I'm sure at the end of this year, you're going to look back and you're going to say, there are things that I shouldn't have said. There are things that I shouldn't have done. And when we talk about mass adoption, you too have to ask yourself, are you ready for the 99% of non-crypto natives who are going to come here looking at you, seeking information? How are you going to look at 2022 and go into 2023 and be a source of reliable, trustworthy information for the 99% of crypto natives who are going to come here looking to learn from you?
Well, we like to cite our sources on Altcoin Daily and just, you know, not make too many personal predictions. Of course, you know, it's the job of investors to, even amateur investors, to try and, you know, figure out what's coming next. But cite our sources with, you know, different articles or different prominent people, builders in the industry, and say, you know, this is what they're saying. Make your own decision.
Mona, you asked a question yesterday, and it also took like 4 minutes to get out. The elevator pitch of that is, how are they going to give out trusted information to their audience?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, trustworthy and reliable.
Yeah, so look, I think this is a very important question, because I think this is a very important, relevant issue to what we're talking about with, you know, the mainstream adoption. When we look at these Bitcoin cycles, you know, it's different this time, right? That's what everybody says. It continues to be the same cycle after cycle. What does this mean? This means that we always take 3 steps forward and we always take 2 steps back. We did not go to the lows of the last bear market. We won't, in my opinion. I know some people are saying Armageddon, whatever. But the fact is, we even in this cycle went down below the previous all-time high of $20,000. So you're constantly moving backwards. You're going very far ahead to the point where mainstream adoption is here, and then crypto is going to zero. We keep bouncing back and forth between those two ideas. And I just want you guys to think about, what if we were to go 3 steps forward and 1 step back? Maybe not 3 steps forward and 2 steps back. Yes, I like this guy's voice.
He really doesn't need a mic.
I like this guy's voice.
I'll just yell yes. I like his energy. Yes.
He does not.
Yes.
So look, here's the deal. A lot of people know that. No, well, number one, we look at the stock market 2.0 bros. We look at what's going on with FTX. We look at the bad actors, your Kevin O'Leary's. You look at these bad actors in the space. Guy, I tell you this, and I want everybody to mark this down. Within 1 month,
you guys will find out who Kevin O'Leary is.
Hey, go for it. Just go for it. You got a mic. Go for it.
Kevin O'Leary and WonderFi are tied to some really, really bad things. And you guys are going to find this out way more complicit than the FTX. If y'all haven't noticed when I start talking about stuff, I'm not just running off at the mouth. We have the stuff. So he is a bad actor. We need to remove these people because when the traditional finance comes in to the space, they try to turn it into traditional finance, which we know by default is scammy. That's the way the banks operate. Bank run on Tether, great. Let's all go do a bank run on banks and you'll find they don't have the money, period. But here's the issue, okay? That's number one. Number two, I regret to the depths of my soul ever doing coin or token promotion videos. I hate the fact that I did those. I did not do those from a malicious intent. I didn't understand the naivete of myself when it came to the projects controlling the narratives of what they want and pumping and dumping on the back end. I think token promotions have to go away. And people can sit here and they can say, you sound so hypocritical. You made money with them. Well, yeah, if I wouldn't have made money through token promotions, then I wouldn't be able to be on this platform and tell you that I regret it. Even the money is beside the point.
Agree. Like I think people don't, like once I know this because like my literal only sponsor partner ever was Celsius. Like, oh my God, I thought I'm going to hold out for like someone that I'm like proud to say I'm partnered with. And then I was like, oh my God. So even when it's not even a project, I think that like with trustworthiness in this space, I'm at the point where it's like I literally only really talk about Bitcoin and sometimes ETH when it doesn't relate to anything else. Because
I'm going to totally disagree with all of this.
Well, before you do,
just so everybody knows,
but there's a reason
it doesn't matter what people's opinions are on it. The fact is, legislation is coming for this. And so you can say like, yes, we love to do these token promotions and we'll take money from people, but I'm telling you, there will be a day coming in within the next year where these laws are changed and there will be ways to do them that are going to be legislated, regulated, and they will be legal. But you're gonna have to jump through a million hoops to do these promotions. We're talking to people on the back end. We know this is coming. So in my opinion, if we want to clean up the space, you cannot do promotions on things that have speculative prices.
Yeah.
It makes you too, like even if you're trying to do it from the right purpose, it doesn't work. It's a broken business model. And I know tons of people because they come up and they talk to me all the time. And they say, oh, we want to tell you about this one project. We definitely think you'll like it. No, I don't. I don't want to promote your project, period. And I think if we stop out the stock market 2.0 bros, we remove your Kevin O'Learys, we remove your SBFs, we remove the people that are all about centralization, and we stop the promotion of these speculative prices. If you have a game and there's a token to your game, that's whatever. You can talk about the game. You can't talk about the speculative nature of the price. If we stop that, in this next cycle, people do not get as wrecked, and we're having much more people flowing in, not feeling like they lost all their money.
I think a big part of all of this adoption that everybody is, and I agree with everything Ben's saying, but at the same time, you know, I'm not as a big a proponent of like the paid stuff. We all do it. There's no secret, but the idea too is I look at every crypto project that is looking to get advertisement. You can't advertise a crypto project on Google. You can't buy advertising pretty much anywhere on the internet, and that's more as a protection of the general public from a lot of the scam operations, how many impersonators do each and every one of us have all over social media? I get messages daily from people, hey, did you just message me on this? No, it wasn't me. And there's so much of that. And it's not just with the educators or influencers, but it's also with crypto projects and so forth. So you can't advertise anywhere. So a lot of advertisers for very legitimate projects come through us to say, hey, look what exists. I don't generally go and you know, I'll call a shit show a shit show. I don't really care.
He will.
I always I do. And if somebody comes to me and they say, hey, we want to pay you to promote us, I'll say, no, I will look at you and I will share with my audience what I think of your project and let them know you exist, but I'm not going to tell anybody to buy you, right? There's a big difference in pumping something and saying, hey, this may be something you're interested in. And I play a big role in that because since early on, I've always said passion to profit,
right? You know, I've spent my entire life since high school self-employed. I was an MMA fight promoter. I had a record label. I've done all kinds of things. And I did a lot of that stuff, some of it for passion, some of it for profit. But the one thing that I finally did that actually made me who I am now financially is the one thing where I woke up in the middle of the night with this emotional epiphany about something that was going to change the world, and it became my life's passion. That life's passion became my profit. And there's so many other opportunities out there, and I think that to some degree it is just as much a responsibility to show people some of the options that may inspire their passion, and it doesn't necessarily matter if we got paid to expose the public to those. So while there are bad actors in the space, there are also people running around shooting other people with guns, but then we're talking, well, let's get rid of all the guns so we can't defend ourselves in our own home. So there's so many different like variables to this kind of argument, and I don't necessarily think it's
Jason, I feel you, brother. I feel you, brother. But hey, I'm usually the village idiot here, like the village idiot that just kind of guides the guys around to give you some actual insight. No one wants to hear me talk, but I do have a comment that I actually want to put on this. But first, can I get a fuck Celsius from the crowd? 1, 2, 3, fuck Celsius. All right.
Yeah,
here's the thing. Here's the thing. I can say everyone on this stage has their audience best interest in mind. I've known most of you since 2017. I've been the back end of it, helping you guys out. I can tell that you love your audience. You love your audience. You love your audience. You really love your audience. You love your audience enough to go to the Bahamas, risk getting assassinated. You love your audience. Tom is Tom, and Marin loves her audience. So what I'm saying here is, I do think legislation does have to happen from the back end of it. I deal so much with trying to like keep the space safe, make sure that people know that these guys actually have the best interest in mind, and not someone like Trayvon James. You know, you remember who that is.
Like I'll say, like it's so easy to just be like, oh yay, like this. It's horrible.
But for legislation to happen, they're not just going to make it up. They're going. I don't know how it's happened, how it happens in the government, but they're going to eventually come to the people on this stage who they know
they already
have their best interest in mind and ask them how to do it. So Crow, they will come to you and ask you how to do it, and you know they're not just going to stop altogether. Although BitBoy might like that, they'll find a way to do it correctly.
Well, I think that on that note, I'm never doing a token promotion again, period, ever. Like certainly we will have exchange partners. Like I run a business, I have 50 employees. Like we have to bring in income. It's not like I'm sitting on a giant pile of money all the time. But the point is here is that even though there are going to be ways that, and we're having these conversations with people that are going to be making these laws, guys. The fact is there will be ways for people to do them and to do them legally, and it's going to be a lot of hoops people are going to have to jump through, and it's going to kill a lot of the questions about pump and dumps. I can tell you exactly that is going to happen for sure, but you still have a morality issue of, is it something you want to do? I love the idea of there being a way for people to continue to generate income, you know, through content creation that's done in a smart way. For me personally, I'm never going to do that kind of thing again, because I just feel like I understand what Crow is saying about the awareness and bringing awareness. And what I've learned is it's literally impossible to be completely unbiased when you're being paid. It's literally impossible. There are things that go on subconsciously in your brain, unconsciously, to where
I have hateful emails from CEOs that will disagree with that. But
well, of course they will, because people want to keep this going. Okay, but the fact is that when it comes to this issue and it comes to promoting something and it comes to speculative prices, there's always going to be something in your brain. But in addition to that, the marketing that he's talking about, because I agree with him 100%. There are tokenomics built into these projects for marketing, and they don't have another way to market. The vast majority of these companies, they're looking for a shortcut. And when they get the shortcut, they enter into what we call the founder's dilemma, where now you promise to build something that is going to change the world, but you've made all your money now. What is your motivation to keep it going?
I do agree.
And the marketing costs that go along with this, and these companies trying to shortcut it, that is the problem, because you don't actually get the end product. How about do what Cardano did? Don't go pay a bunch of influencers to promote yourself. Actually spend years building something that works, and then your value comes to fruition, and you built a team big enough to where you need the infrastructure of a lot of money coming in to be able to support it. So I think when you look, I did a lot of sponsored videos. I disclosed 100%. Out of all the sponsored videos I ever did, I think there's like one that has absolutely crushed it, not just in a price speculation, like Algorand. I did a sponsor video with Algorand the first week that they were out. Like, guys, 99% of these coins don't make it. There's a reason why when you bring awareness to these coins, they go up for a short period of time and they retreat. We need less coins in crypto. In my opinion, we don't need to be promoting, there's always outliers. You're going to have 1 or 2% of these new projects that come in that are crushing it, but most of them are rigged on the back end too. Go look at what happened with Aptos.
Hey.
Look at what's coming in with Sui. So,
Ben, I just want to say, I want you to clap for this. That was actually brave of you to do, man. This is a funny, stupid award show. Look at these bells. We have these little funky belts here. That was a very serious and brave thing you did. Can we give him a round of applause for that? But I do have to wrap it up on a high note. So we're going to do what we usually do. Start with Crow. Crow, I want you to turn to your right and say something nice to the guy next to you. And Zombie, when we get to you,
sexy
you can say what you're going to say.
It's very dark and lightly peppered and salted.
Wait, whoa. Did you just say Seth was lightly peppered and salted?
Yeah, he has this beautiful dark. See, I'm kind of white now, and I'm jealous that he has that, and I'd have to dye mine to look like.
For the love of God, Seth, do a better job than that.
I'll do what I can. So we're going to skip the beard. We're going to go to really nice shoes. You always wear the nicest shoes, Austin.
Thanks, man. Appreciate that. Zombie, I met you back in 2019, I believe, at the Warren Buffett lunch, and instantly got to know you. I think you have a really kind heart. I think you're anxietal to a fault, that you care about your audience, like you really care about putting.
Yeah. Zombie wanted to get the last word in there, but I want to end it on a high note, and it's going to kill him forever. So I'm not going to let him get it out next too.
And I think you put out great content.
Thank you, man. So I was kind of quiet a lot of this. I was enjoying the banter and I was taking it all in from everybody here. And I'm not everything that you guys said you touched on, but I wanted to go back to the name of this, which is mass adoption. And I just wanted to say, obviously, everybody up.
Stand up. You're wrapping the pan up. Stand up.
I'm standing up now.
Yes.
Okay. So obviously, everybody here is an influencer, whatever. And yeah, everybody's done things, maybe got paid, et cetera, et cetera. But how many of you got paid by the CEO of Bitcoin to promote Bitcoin? And how many of you have owned or own Bitcoin? And
I get Telegram messages.
Why is Bitcoin still the number one? You know what I'm trying to say? And I'm not coming for Ethereum. I love Ethereum too. I'm all for it. But my point is there's too much extremity, like extremeness in the space, right? It's always, you always hear people say, oh, it went to 20K, and then look at it crashed all the way down to 3. Look at it, went to 6, and it crashed all the way down to 15, right? But what you're not seeing is the fact that we have been putting in steady higher lows. If you just get rid of all of the noise, like I'll tell you what, bear markets are my favorite time, not literally because it sucks for my pockets, but it's awesome because everyone who wants to be here is here. And I've been through, depending on what you define a bear market as, 3 at this point, and I have only seen more community engagement, more understanding. I'm seeing people in the, because we're not the mainstream, like BitBoy was saying. You got the mainstream media, you got the FBI and friggin' IRS asking him questions. You know what I mean? Like what do you? Why? They're suspicious of me. No, like that's different. Okay, no, that like they're literally asking him because unfortunately the people in this room have a better knowledge of this space than the majority of the people out there. Like she was saying, the 99%.
So Zombie, what you're saying is your outlook is positive.
Yeah, man.
All right, now say something nice about BitBoy so we get off stage.
TCP/IP is now the internet. You know what I'm saying? Like, the talkies were never gonna replace silent films.
You gotta keep going.
You know
say something nice about Ben. Say something nice about Ben.
Ben, I've known Ben for a long time. I remember when his channel, he had about 6,000 subscribers, and he messaged me one day, and he was just like, dude, how do I do this? How do I grow? And, we sat down and I talked and I was just like, man, like what time you get up in the morning? He's like, yeah, usually 10:30. I was like, I don't know, start getting up at 7. You know what I mean? See how that goes. He started writing.
That changed your life forever.
Well, I guess that's how it started. He started writing scripts, he started building a team, and he grew to be one of the biggest things. And it's so funny. I said to him last night, he had came to me years ago and said, you inspired me to go forward with my channel. And I said to him, I was like, dude, I didn't even make content these past 2 days. I couldn't even put a video out because I was watching everything that he was doing. And I was just like, it's incredible how one man is literally doing the job of like the entire Justice Department of 2 different countries. And last night, what did I say to you, Ben? I said, Ben, You inspire me, buddy. And for that, I
can help you get the money, filling up the bags. The same old trader from the town, and they know I'ma break it down. The same old trader with the specs. When the bears swing on you, then you better swing back. The world ain't ending, I ain't never been scared, but I ain't pretending I ain't have to get prepared. So when all the markets turn to bear, I ain't even really care about a dip and be a multi-millionaire. Wait about a year and it won't be nothing funny. See my vision clear here at Money 2020. Everybody wanted for the low, but now they headed for the dough. This free game, so don't ask for nothing from me. You don't want to see some slowly over time, like the girls who want a threesome, but only with a dime. Scared to make a move until you see the perfect sign, but if you down to put in work, she'll be coming with the grind. See me out in Vegas, LA, Miami. If you really understand me, you'll be richer than your granny and then every generation in your family. I can lead you to the money, filling up the bags. Now I can help you get the money, filling up the bags. The same old trader from the town, and they know I'ma break it down. The same old trader with the specs. When the bears swing on you, then you better swing back. Everything is down, but they just can't take us. I came from the town, now I hang with rich bankers. Plus I get the game from everything. BitBoy, the Fast Money, Melissa Lee, guy at Dami trading spaces. Yes, I believe I'm with the best, and I even was a guest with Caleb Silver, Investopedia Express. I think crypto's gonna pop. I know it's lower from the drop. I ain't saying it's the bottom, but it's closer than the top. Say financial advice, you can question my suggestion. Not professional professor taking profits, my perfection. You still can learn a lesson from this session, no question. DCA, cause it's hard to time the bottom with perfection. It's a blessing, no guessing or stressing. When the Fed's done raising, it'll be guns blazing. I can drop a bullish song in a recession. So yeah, I'll be buying when the market ain't the healthiest. Keep it in your wallet if you wanna be the wealthiest. Cause if not your keys, not your crypto, when they steal it, you'll be hella pissed. Say it with me one time now. Fuck Celsius, I'm tapped in with Altcoin Daily. Bitcoin News and my man Harold Whaley. Dairy MP, Web3, Money B, and my road dog Adam. He gon' get us in for free so we can lead you to the money. Filling up the bags. Said I can help you get the money. Filling up the bags. The same old trader from the town, and they know I'ma break it down. The same old trader with the specs. When the bears swing on you, then you better swing back. Love y'all, Central. What's poppin'?